Okay, Beshem Hashem Naseh Nasech, we continue with Choler Chasot. Tonight is third of month of Av, and Haba Alenu Letova. Bezat Hashem, this month should be changed to Simcha. Okay, there is a very interesting Zohar hakkadosh that is brought in Choler Israel of this week. It was on the Yom Rishon. This Zohar hakkadosh is on Echa. And over there in Echa Perek, page Nun Dalet Amud Bet. So in this Zohar hakkadosh, we're going to see when was the first time that Hashem cried over the separation of his Shechinah from mankind. Was apparently, and it's very interesting, it wasn't by the destruction of Beit HaMikdash. The very first time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu had cried over the part of his neshama from mankind was by the chet of Adan Harishon. That's what hakkadosh says. So we're going to learn it from inside, and then we can appreciate that whenever we mourn over the destruction of Beit HaMikdash, what this really means. That Shechinah has left us, and Shechinah is not completely with us, and Hashem, because of this, Hashem is in sorrow, and Hashem is suffering. So, as we know, Yirmiyah Hanavi Alav Shalom had the most difficult task of revealing to Jewish nation the destruction of Beit HaMikdash. He was the one who had to, he was assigned by HaKadosh Baruch Hu to inform and to rebuke and to make Jewish nation aware of their deeds, to inform them that there would be a destruction of Beit HaMikdash, and because of this, he went through a lot of difficulties that we see in Navi, that Jewish nation didn't believe him. The Jews called him Navi Sheker, a prophet that was a false prophet, or another was he was a charlatan according to people, according to Jews in that time. Obviously he was a prophet, and finally he was thrown into a dungeon, right? And all sorts of hatred, because nobody wanted to believe it. It's hard to give rebuke. So in Echa, the first pasuk says, Echa Yashva Bedad, right? That how possible it was, or as Alt School says, alas, she sits in solitude. It refers to Yerushalayim, right? That now Yerushalayim is mourning over its destruction, and that Shechinah has left Jewish nation. So Zohar HaKadosh says, Rav Chaninai v'Rabbanan Patach Qara be'Adam HaRishon. That they explain this pasuk Echa, that really refers to Adam HaRishon. Unbelievable. Right? And there was that which Yirmiyah Hanavi is saying, it goes back to all in the beginning, by Adam HaRishon. As it says in the pasuk in Bereshit, Vayikach Hashem Elokim et Adam veyanchinu began Eden. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Almighty Hashem, took the first mankind and put him in Gan Eden. So they explain what is the meaning of Vayikach. What do you mean you took? From where Hashem took mankind? What does that mean, Vayikach? Vayikach means you take one item from one place A. Let's say this sefer, you take it from place A and put it on place B. Right. So what does that mean? In other words, what was there with what strength? For what reason HaKadosh Baruch Hu took Adam and put him in Gan Eden? Rabbi Hanania Amar Lachu Bidvarim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu took him. Shepita Oto Ba'amar Lo Sheikanas Gan Eden. All HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to do was with koach of dibur. Right? As HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the whole world, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem told Adam HaRishon, come into Gan Eden. That was Vayikach. Come into Gan Eden. Right? Kema at Aman, as it says by HaKadosh Baruch Hu, speaking to Moshe Rabbeinu. Kach et Aharon, the pasuk in Vayikra. Kach et Aharon, Upirish. So the explanation is Shechechu Shechu Bidvarim. That also when HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu that you need to take Aharon, really what that means, you should talk to Aharon. Right? So Kach, says Zohar HaKadosh, is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Adam HaRishon, come to Gan Eden. V'Rabbanan Amru Lachu Beruach. Our Chachamim teach us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu took him with the Ruach, V'anichu Began Eden, not with Devarim. So Chachamim say it wasn't words, right? There was some sort of Ruach, maybe wind, whatever that means, Ruach, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu used to bring Adam HaRishon to Gan Eden. Kama that Amar, as it says by Bnei Nevi'im, Amru Elisha, that we say by in the story of Elisha Hanavi, that Elisha Alav Shalom, the Bnei Nevi'im told him, Hayom Hashem Lochach et Adoneha Me'al Roshecha. Referring over there in the Malachim, right, saying that today your master is taking you from Rosh, from head. What does that mean? Ve'al Eliyahu Esara Shamayim. So that's what they meant. They told Elisha Hanavi that today HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking Eliyahu Hanavi to himself. Right? To Shamayim. Hare Shesham Ninchach Eliyahu Beruach Se'ara. That over there, as we know, Eliyahu Hanavi, right, got into a fiery chariot, flying into the sky to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Right? He became a malach. Right? And over there, from there, we understand that there was a wind that took Eliyahu Hanavi, the fiery chariots, right? The fiery to Shamayim. Umashikatu v'yanachinanu b'Gan Eden, and that which it says that Adam HaRishon was put in Gan Eden. What does that mean? Hayinu kedei leyud lo menucha, that there should be menucha, peace for Adam HaRishon. Sheyochal ladat v'aki et or ha'chokhmah Torah, that he should go, Adam HaRishon, to Gan Eden in order to benefit from the or of the light of Torah. Right? Which means the Amar Rav Chanina, that Rav Chanina says, Et Torah limeda HaKadosh Baruch Hu le'Adam HaRishon, that Hashem taught Torah himself to Adam HaRishon. Unbelievable. Chadahu dichtiv, as it says in Iyov, right? Proof for that. Az ra'a ve'isapera. Shechinah began that Hashem prepared it, and then Hashem taught him the Torah. Vayomer Adan, hen irat Hashem hi chokhmah. והנה הקדוש ברוך הוא לימד את התורה לאדם הראשון, that הקדוש ברוך הוא, Almighty Hashem, taught Torah to Adam הראשון. The Yirat Hashem, because Yirat Hashem is the Chokhmah of Hashem, right? What is the famous expression, right? Reshit Chokhmah, Yirat Hashem, right? The Reshit Chokhmah, the beginning of the Chokhmah, or the highest level of understanding of Hashem, is to have the fear of Hashem. Now, there could be two types of fear of Hashem. Yirat Romemot, as the Netivot Shalom says, the fear of Hashem's, Hashem is so great, so you have fear that Chas v'Shalom you should not do Avera. You have the fear of Gehinnom, and the punishment. Or there is another fear. It's the fear of love. Love of Hashem, that Chas v'Shalom I should not do something, right? That it should be a chet, it should be a sin. As we know, Hashem has the fear that, in our understanding, Hashem has the fear that Chas v'Shalom, God forbid, my nation do Avera, and because of the Avera, I won't be able to give them chesed. I won't be able to bestow them all the good things that I want. Right? So that's the fear of Hashem, and our fear should be that we should not do something wrong. Why? It's like, husband and wife, Chatan and Kala. They are so careful. Right? The Chatan opens the door, always talks in a very honorable fashion to his wife, to the Kala, the bride to the groom. I should not say something to make her upset, right? That's the fear of love. So there is one fear of Romemot, and then there is another fear of love, right? So Azra Vesapera. So then goes on to explain. Ve'hayu malache hasharet meqallesin lefanav ad shera shamayim. So then the malachim, the angels, became jealous. Hashem is teaching to this Adam Harishon the Torah that Hashem istakel beoraita ubara alama. Ulama, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu looked into the Torah and he created his words, this word. So they became jealous. And within this jealousy that they had, there was this malach that we're not going to say his name completely, because at night we shouldn't say his name, but we suffice to say Samech Mem, right? That Samech Mem also became jealous. So what did he do? So Yarad min hashamayim kitmot sel al nachash. So he came down from the sky, right, to Gan Eden, whatever that means, from the place that this Malach was, in the form of a snake, right?
Serpent,
right? Who Hanegava, a female snake serpent, right? That is called. We're not going to say that name, but Lail. We instead can say Lail. Lail plus a tav. Right? We're not going to say that name. That is the name of that Malach. That is a very destructive one. Right? Also is known as Samech Mem. Vehine hanachash nir'a v'hasel alav. So the Nachash came. Tachfa v'chela lela. And came and made a whole plan right? And became strong, took over the snake. So this Nachash, that really was more than a Nachash, was a Malach, right? Was the Samech Mem, came close to Chava, right? Chava, in order to talk with him, with her. Why went to Chava, says Zohar HaKadosh, with all the respect to ladies, because Da'atan Qalan, says Zohar HaKadosh, because ladies are much easier to be, tricked. They are more emotional, right? It's much easier to change their way of thought, right? ומכאן דהיטתה לה התפחת, ומכאן שאין האישה מטפחה אלא בהיטתה אחרה רק מאישה אחרת, כלומר הנחש היה הנקבה של הסמך מם. So it came in the form of a female snake in order to be able to appease and to trick Chava. וכתיב, as it says, ויאמר הנחש אל האישה, אף כי אמר אלוקים מיד פתח באף. What she said, what the Nachash said, the snake was af. שהוא לשון כעס. Af means anger. In a way, the snake started talking in a form that started with anger, emotions. You want to talk to someone, right? You raise your voice, right? There is a chance that you get in, especially lo aleinu with a woman, right? Because right there, emotions are working. Mehacha, from here we learn. Demiyad betechilad devarav shel Adam nikar minhu kachu hanachash patach be'af lehudia mihu ve'ahinu shehu achelipa mahorakas. So in the first time, beginning, we see from here, what is the chelipa of Satan? How the Satan can work, the Samech Mem can work with anger, right? So from here we see, right? So the snake wanted to see if the lady would accept his words, his words. Or imlo, if wouldn't listen, then imshicha meshach hanachash et haisha bidvarim. So the snake started talking with words. Ad shepatcha, until the Chabas started talking. At be'ot mem ve'amra mikol et hagan achol nochal. So the snake said, look, God has instructed you that from all the fruits, mikol, from men, of all the fruits of the Gan Eden, you must eat. Right? Miyad natan hanachash et ha'od mem. Immediately, this snake took the letter of mem, that is in a form of a square, right? Vayasem ota al zero'o hasemalit. And in whatever spiritual understanding, took the letter mem, put it on the left hand side, right, on the left arm, and with the left arm is the koach of dinim. Took the mem and used the judgment, the dinim, power of judgment. V'haya mamatin al otiyot bab v'tav shetose mipa kedel leyot otiyot mavet. So the snake took the letter mem, and from that which the conversation was right? Mikol es Hagan Achol Nochad, the meme of Mikol he took, and he had the letter of Vav and Tav. So that adds together Mabet, death. And what the Nachash did, as the Zohar HaKadosh is going to explain, that he caused Chava to get a spiritual death. How? After she ate from the forbidden fruit. Right? And what happens, Zohar HaKadosh explains, after she ate it, because she did a Avera, she didn't listen to Hashem, right? Shechinah left the mankind. And Shechinah was like a crown on their heads. And since they did Avera, Shechinah left them. That was the first time that HaKadosh Baruch Hu cried over leaving its spirit for mankind. Then went on, second time, Beit HaMikdash. Third time, second Beit HaMikdash. So Zohar HaKadosh explains, وَتَرَى هَيْشَا وَتَعَمَا سَگه وَقَرْدِيف وَتَعَم گدول وَخَزَاق حَيِّن وَمُنِيخ وَزِير تعمیم شنگرنا به خدا برا و دوازده ملامد شپار خواتیوت و بتاب من تبا و تیره به سالقو و علو و اتخبل ام اوت men. So Zohar HaKadosh explains how this word of Mabet, death, came to surround Chava and to make Mabet. כדי להשלים סירוף תיבת מוות ועוד מם היה עולה ויורדת. So the ot mem was above ולא הייתה מתחברת עמהם, but it wasn't next to Vav and Tav. Mavet is mem, Vav and Tav. Right? Ad shenit patet haisha ve'achal mestachayim. So first, the letter mem came. That was when Chava started talking, right? That this conversation was Mikol es Hagan Achol Tochal, the mem of Mikol, right? And then once this conversation went on, then the Vav and the Tav came together and formed together Mavet. After, when that happened? After she ate from the forbidden fruit. What was the forbidden fruit? The Gemara talks about it, that it was either chita, that's wheat, or it was grapes or fig, right? And some say pomegranate, right? These fruits, if I didn't skip anything, right? These. Not apple. Apple is not one of them. ויתחבב בבב أربعة زمنیم. And then there was 4 mavet created surrounding Adam and Chava from all the 4 corners. And the mem was in the middle. Right? Afike laot mem l'arba sitrin. Dichtiv ותיקח מפריו ותאכל ותיתן גם לאישה ותתפחד עיני שניהם. That they both had it, Adam and Chava. So from the pasuk we see 4 tav, we see 4 vav, and the mem was in the middle. This pasuk, Vatikach Mipirio, Vatikach has Vav and Tav. And then Vatochal has Vav and Tav. Vatiten has Vav and Tav. Right? And then Vatipachana has Vav and Tav. 4. Sounded them with Mabed. Melamed, from here we learn. شسيبه لأرمم لأربعة سدادين وهمم بأمسا مابد بخول citrine. Zohar hakkadosh says that there was mabed from 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the letter mem in the middle, surrounding them. Kama dat amar, as it says, ki ala mabed بخلونینو از پاسخ says in Yirmiyah, right? میپگم هم هستیم هتختونیم آلا ما ود لاتت کوخ لسیتر اخرا خس و شالوم. Whenever a person does a chet, it causes premature death, spiritual death, right? Each time one chain that is connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu gets disconnected. So he gets more into Sitra Akhra, impure powers, and brings death upon himself. Lo Aleinu. Hi. At that time, this angel, Samech Mem, Deihu Chad Mechalone Shamayim, that was in one of the Chalone of Arakia, right? That from there would be a shefa, there would be energy coming to the whole world. Adan min gavariye velo yiret maver. So this malach was there, right, in the Chalon. As it says, David HaMelech in Tehillim, mi gever yichye velo yir'e maver. How could there be a giver, a man, right, who can be living as a man without death? In other words, from that chalon, from that window, this spirit of death came to the whole world. From one window you see everything. So death came to everyone. And nobody can run away from it. You have a few exceptions. Apparently there were 10 Saddiqim that they didn't die from the death of Nachash, right? And so that's a different discussion right now. I don't remember all of them, right? Yes. So Adan mi gaveriye kiban sha'achla chava min ha'etz. See, because Chava ate from the Es Hadat, miyad shalat ba. Immediately the snake, I put its poison in Adam and Chava. Miyad shalat ba beitil ba zuhama. This impurity of the Satan and the Yisahara went to mankind. What is that impurity? That is the impurity that you come to do Avera. That was when they realized that they weren't dressed, that they realized that they were naked. What is that realization? According to one opinion, that they had the Yisahara, right? And that was after that they had Hevel and Cain, right? Before that they didn't need to have children. All the spirits, all the neshamot of the whole mankind was in them. And all they had to accomplish was not to eat